like this anchor baby, right?
Connected, but it's still yeah, I still think it's if you can hear me. I'll keep trying.
Isn't Nick a Mexican?
Colombian.
He calls himself American.
What is this?
𝒔𝒐𝒄𝒊𝒂𝒍𝒔.
And in this corner, it's the American Anchor Baby.
Daddy's home.
That's an offensive term. People find that hurtful.
You mean it's not politically correct? Excuse me. I'll use the word anchor baby.
You know, he's an anchor baby in Canada.
Tell him we still rolling with Trump, too.
Anchor baby, the whole thing sounds horrific. You're just making it sound like immigrants are these horrific, greedy people.
Ustedes pueden aceptar mi negocio o aceptar las consecuencias. Plata o plomo.
So you would be considered white, in my opinion.
You're the blackest one in this room.
I think so.
And what happened was his mama got pregnant on the other side of the border. And then a few hours before, just before it was time for him to pop out, she jumped across the border and let him fall on America's soil. So he became the anchor baby. They don't call him the anchor baby for nothing. Amazing. We like this anchor baby, right?
Hello, I'm the American Anchor Baby. This is my show. Thank you for those who've been waiting around. Appreciate it. About to get going here, I think. About to rock and roll here in a moment. Tentative. We're watching with bated breath, with our fingers crossed. With our fingers crossed, welcome everybody. I'm the American Anchor Baby. Thursday, we're here, 12:17. Gonna get it going. Got a couple things I want to get into. Random things. It's going to be a chill Thursday. It's kind of been a chill week, no? It's kind of been a loosey-goosey week. But I appreciate you all being here today. I see you over there at Rumble. Rumble.com/American Anchor Baby. I see y'all. Welcome, welcome. For those who've been waiting around, appreciate it. Beta breath. What's up, everybody? Thursday's here. Friday's almost here. We're going to have a flight tomorrow. So you want to follow, like, and follow and subscribe so you don't miss when we take a flight. You don't want to miss those. Tomorrow around 4 p.m., a couple hours after the Fallen State premiere, which is tomorrow at 12, we will be flying high, as they say. So don't miss it tomorrow around 4 p.m. Here on American Anchor Baby here on YouTube or over on Rumble. And Fridays, we stream on Twitch as well. You know, I have a Twitch. You're going to want to follow me over there on Twitch. That's Gorgonzola on Twitch. H-O-L-A at the end. Like the cheese, but with a hola at the end. You're going to want to follow me on Twitch because we got some very interactive, interesting things coming up for our viewers on Twitch. You'll be able to watch the shows as you like on Rumble, on YouTube, wherever you like. But if you want to access some interesting things, you're going to want to follow me over there on Twitch. Appreciate that. And I guess I should grow my D-Live, huh? Well, I should make one in the first place. But anyways, got going a little late here. Government shutdown's coming up. Supposed government shutdown this weekend. We got till September 30th. I propose a bond. I'm just joking. A bond shutdown. We'll call it a shutdown, but it's the weekend. How about that? So yeah, this looming government shutdown, as you've heard of it. I've talked about it. Wait, what's the Twitch name? I'll type it in chat. Here, in fact, why don't I give you guys the link to my Twitch. I will put it in chat. If you just hold up 1 second, I will post the link to my Twitch in the chat. Okay. Boom, boom. Check it out. In the chat. I'll post it over there on Rumble as well. If you want to join up. Nice. So, shutdown's coming up. But also the debate. This debate happened yesterday. I actually watched a bit of it. Oh, Nathan. I'll read the supers as well. Don't want to miss anyone's supers here, right? I think there were several supers from yesterday. Man, Harmony, thank you for the super chat. To fix Wi-Fi again, thank you. Esoteric, thanks for that. Anchor Baby, the commercials live are disengaging. What do you mean? What are you talking about, Esoteric? Wanderlust, thank you for the super chat. Send them to working camps and show them on TV. Thanks for PMSing on my behalf, Miss Marjorie Taylor Green. Super chat from Nathan. Appreciate that from yesterday. Sorry if I missed y'all. All right, y'all. Okay, so we're chilling Thursday. I wanted to mention a little bit about the debates here. The GOP. The nominees, everyone but the one that matters, met. They met for a grand debate. Second Republican presidential debate in Simi Valley, California. Okay? So they got together, everyone but Trump. They had themselves a grand old time. Now, I saw a bit of it. There's a bunch of yelling, really. Talking over each other. Haley got to interrupt everyone. Nikki Haley got to interrupt people, just talk. And the guys on the stage, no real joie de vivre, no real gusto and manly energy. Nikki Haley would talk over the guys, talk about them, insult them, whatever. And the guys, they just taking it. At one point, Nikki Haley talks about Vivek Ramaswamy, and she says something about him, her getting dumber every time she hears him talk. And his response to her is, you got to stop being mean. Oh, we're getting nowhere with these personal attacks. Oh, man. So if you know me a little bit, politics may be somewhat interesting to me. Policy, debate, blah, blah, blah. Hey, I like it. But what I really like is something that transcends that. The spirit that motivates your actions and behavior and the way you handle life. I think that is quite an interesting X factor. One that I've described in Trump. Really one of the biggest reasons why I support him, his effect on men, on people, on his enemies, makes the evil people go crazy, and inspires and motivates patriots. Right on. Has lit a bit of, has inspires Christians too. Inspires Christians to be, if they're not these judgmental type of people who call themselves Christian, it inspires them to be even greater, right? She stole that line from Billy Madison. Oh, I remember that. So she's out here making all these insults, and the guys are just taking it, just easy peasy, like it's nothing. Let me show you something real quick, though. No, what? This video is restricted. I literally just had this video on deck for... Okay, never mind. I got it. But I had it all nicely time-stamped here. They're making it difficult. They want to make this difficult. I'm clicking around, finding the place, and I believe I have found it. Now, I'm not hearing it. Let me see if I got it here. We got it, ladies and gentlemen. The debates. We're going to need Lil Nick on deck here. Lil Nicky, can you, what do you want to show us today? Well, we got some videos. GOP debate, we got it on deck. Okay. Now, who are these people talking again? Brett, is it hold on. I'm trying to show you this video because a Noticias Univision anchor opened up this whole debate, okay? Univision, the Telemundo news station that's that's in Spanish for all the Spanish-speaking individuals in this country. Univision. You may remember Univision from a legendary moment with Jesse Lee Peterson. Univision. Here's a little taste.
Are you all right?
You remember this? Univision reporter? Are you a racist?
No, I'm not a racist. Why do you ask that? I was a racist.
Are you a racist?
No.
So why would you ask him is he a racist?
Well, let me see.
Why would you ask that question?
Why would you ask him that?
Why you stand here?
Why you stand here? Why you stand here?
You asking him because he's white and you want to get away with this race.
Legendary moment. You're going to want to check it out if you haven't seen it. Jesse Lee Peterson shuts down Univision reporter Prop 187 rally on the Jesse Lee Peterson channel. 2.2 million views. You got to love it. Univision's back with a vengeance as an anchor helped open the presidential primary debate. Okay. In Spanish, after being introduced, Ilia Calderón of Noticias Univision said President Reagan famously described America as a shining city on the hill.
Alongside my co-moderators, Fox News Channel Dana Perino.
We got Dana Perino, Stuart Varney, Ilia Calderón. By the way, she's in, is it fair to say, an anchor baby from Colombia. We got these Colombians here. Irreversibly changing the country. Wait, what?
And Ilia Calderón.
Univision. He's Bumble's Stuart Varney. Did he really bumble through that pronunciation of Ilia Calderón?
Of Fox Business, and I am thrilled to be sitting alongside my co-moderators, Fox News Channel Dana Perino and Ilia Calderón.
Oh, sorry, I'm bumbling white guys trying to pronounce name. Just say Calderón. Ilia Calderón.
Good evening. Thank you, Stuart. President Reagan famously described America as a shining.
What? That was my reaction when I first saw this. That was literally, I'll walk you through my reaction when I first saw this.
To chart a new path.
Oh, darn. There I go, clicking way too far back.
Prices are.
What the? You're going to have to deal with me as we bumble through this.
And Ilia Calderón.
Okay, here we go. When she started speaking, my reaction was, what?
Thank you, Stuart.
And thank you.
President Reagan famously described America as a...
These are your Univision reporters famously describe America. Okay, hold on. That was my reaction. That was my honest reaction. Now, some of y'all may feel a little like, oh, well, I can understand her. It's no big deal. But I don't have such sensibilities. You know how the light-skinned blacks go harder, radically harder? Like a intermediary person here. Anchor baby grew up here speaking, I speak Spanish, but speaking English without any sort of accent. Yeah, I radically hate on my fellow Colombian anchor babies, or I don't know what she is. Much easier than some of you. So it's okay. You can follow my example. It's okay to require a little bit more understandable English at the Republican debate for president.
Yesterday, he joined the picket line.
Okay, sorry. Let me bumble through this video. Oh, Lord. I want it. What the? Let me pull it back. Let me show you what I wanted to show you. Okay.
Good evening. Thank you, Stuart. President Reagan famously described America as a shining city on a hill. And tonight, 7 candidates will make the case they should be the one to lead that city into a brighter tomorrow. But first, they have to convince you, the voter. Please allow me to welcome our Spanish-speaking audience. Muy buenas noches a todos desde la biblioteca.
What the Rumble? Come on, play the video.
Presidencial Ronald Reagan, los precandidatos republicanos también buscan su voto para las primarias del partido. Bienvenidos. And good evening.
That's what I wanted to show you. She's speaking Spanish. Opening it up in Spanish for the future voters of America. Yeah. The future voters. See, the time is up for the sons of America. Now it's time to make way. Now it's time to make way for some other undesirables or whatever. Time to make way. Opening it up in Spanish here. Hispanic Americans were apparently turning their backs on Democrats in the midterm elections when it came to issues such as crime, inflation, immigration. Right on. GOP strategists, get your Hispanic vote. But it's all such a joke because it's like a big show. They're here like, let's what are you strategizing for? What's all this strategy like? Okay, now we're going to get the Hispanic vote. Men and women, Hispanic mothers, ages, blah, 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 are worried about crime. We're going to target them. And it just seems to me, from my view, like a big show, and all this work and sweat for inches, mere millimeters of progress in this or that campaign. Everybody knows it's Trump. Everybody here, if you watched it, was trying to be a wannabe Trump. Talking about Trump, subtweeting about Trump, talking about Trump, but not saying his name. Trump. Everybody want to be Trump. Ilia Calderon. She brought up Reagan too. She later goes on to bring up Reagan as and how he had granted amnesty to nearly 3 million immigrants and pressed former Governor Chris Christie about tracking immigrants by way of like FedEx packages. Wait, Chris Christie said that? That's pretty based. What we have to do now is first treat this like the law enforcement problem it is, Mr. Christie replied in 2015 without commenting on the FedEx remark. But it's true, we do. They call them undocumented, but like Hank very poignantly points out, they are very documented. They're very documented. Okay. So it was little show last night. No biggie. People are mad about this one moment with this woman, Dana. What's her name now? Forgot already. I literally just said it. This Dana lady. Dana Perino. Hard-hitting, firebrand conservative of Fox News. Dana Perino. Lobbed this hard-hitting question to the candidates here, which people were attacking her about. She did like a sort of game show kind of little joke. I don't know, was it supposed to be like a cute little moment where she's, okay, we're going to pretend we're on a game show. Okay, now put your votes down. Write down your votes on who you want to vote off the island, okay? She's making some kind of strange joke here. And nobody goes along with it. They're like, okay, this is not serious. Let's move on.
That you're dropping out. So, which one of you on stage tonight should be voted off the island?
LOL.
Please use your marker to write your choice on the notepad in front of you. 15 seconds. Starting now, of the people on the stage, who should be? I'm absolutely serious.
With all due respect, I mean, we're here, like we're happy to debate, but I think that's disrespectful.
Ron is such a keener.
Respectful to my fellow competitors.
Nobody wants to participate.
Let's do some questions.
No participation, man. Why are people such non-participators? Like, can you just participate? It's like when you like have a game. It's like maybe you're like whatever, but you're somewhere. You're there. Someone comes up, hey, let's play charades, and you don't want to participate. Where's the participation? I'm joking. Ron DeCheesy.
Let's talk about about the future of the country.
Let's talk about the country, okay? I mean, I'm not going to participate in this tomfoolery. I mean, I can't really do a good Ron, but I'm here to talk about the country.
I'll answer. I want to be clear.
And so that was a little moment, and like Michael Knowles says here in his tweet, sharing this video, which I must agree with, everyone attacking Dana for the game show question. But it was perfectly appropriate with the front runner, 50 points. Let me just say that again. With the front runner, a.k.a. Trump, Donald Trump, 50 points up and absent, the whole debate was a little more than a mildly entertaining sideshow. I wouldn't even call it mildly entertaining. That's a questionable use of that term, Michael Knowles, mildly entertaining. I wonder, wait a second. Is that a Hake viewer? Hake viewer confirmed? I swear we're finding Hake viewers left and right. We find JLP viewers all the time. Let's be real. They'll talk in certain ways, very familiar ways. But there are Hake viewers out there too, like the president, calling election stuff shenanigans. Mildly attractive show. Mildly entertaining, he calls it. Anyways. But where was I? It was a show. We all know Trump's the man. Trump's the guy. Univision anchor. What else did I want to say about this? Man, just keep it loosey-goosey off the top. It's reminding me, seeing Ron, it reminds me of this little video I found. And in fact, let me search it up. Gavin Newsom, okay? Governor of California. There's buzz lately, these past 2 days specifically. There's buzz on the news. Usually when I see buzz like this in the headlines, it's not in the headlines I'm talking about is buzz that Gavin Newsom might run for president, might be the front runner to replace Biden, blah, blah, blah. And I'll see these, and it's like, you can't just believe that. But when you start seeing buzz like this, as tuned in as I am, there's like some probes going out, some probe action. I can't tell you what's really going on, but there's buzz. There's buzz that Gavin wants to be president. Well, there was a recent spat between Ron DeSantis and Gavin Newsom agreeing to publicly debate. They basically agreed to a public debate, I believe, sometime in October. And it's so funny. Ron DeSantis out here, he's trying. He's out here. He's like, I'm a good governor. I'm a good governor. I'm better than Trump. I can do it. I can make it happen. Look at my record. He's not here. Trump's not here because he doesn't want to defend his record, says DeSantis. He doesn't want to defend his record. By the way, who's asking him to defend his record? Not his supporters. Like, people get it. It's gonna happen. It's gonna happen, says DeSantis and his team. But so it's funny to see him. He's just trying so hard. It feels like he's trying. He's definitely giving it his all. And Gavin Newsom went on some recent, it was just interviewed or whatever, recently on something. On The Issue Is, interviewed by, I don't know, some liberal on The Issue Is. Fox, maybe it's not some liberal. Is it Fox? Fox 11? Alex Michelson interviews Gavin Newsom. And he talks about this very debate that's supposedly coming up in October. And Gavin Newsom bodies him. Like, DeSantis is getting destroyed on every front, okay? He's got Trump's camp going at him hard. He's got just the polls not making him look good. First impressions have been a little bit iffy. That nightmare Twitter space he did, and just in general, not really doing well in impressions, in my opinion. And it's like, sure, in the little league, amongst the little league, maybe amongst them, they'll see certain things as a victory, like, wow, DeSantis is leading. But that's the little league. But once we get out of the little league baseball diamond, reality sets in. You got a bunch of silly people fighting for peanuts. Okay? That's what it amounts to. Let's watch Gavin Newsom here talk about this debate.
This week we learned that it's going to happen, a debate between
It's gonna happen. It's gonna happen. Let me turn it up.
Ron DeSantis. This week we learned that it's going to happen, a debate between you and Ron DeSantis, November 30th, Fox News Channel, Sean Hannity in Georgia without a crowd, just the two of you. Why are you doing that, and what is your strategy?
Well, I don't know if that's the right question. Why is he doing it is the right question. He's running, I think. I'm not sure after tonight.
Snarky.
But currently he's running.
Snarky, Gavin. Sorry to pause it, but it's so snarky.
Running for president of the United States.
Caddy.
You think he's still going to be? You think he'll still be a candidate November 30th?
That's an open-ended question. Part of me wonders if, the fact that he took this debate, the fact that he took the bait in relation to this debate, shows that he's completely unqualified to be president of the United States. That's my humble first.
Why is that? You're baiting him with the debate offer?
Of course. I mean, why is he debating?
It's all a
guy
trick.
He's not even running for president when he's.
I talked over the best part.
Why is that? You're baiting him with the debate offer?
Of course. I mean, why is he debating a guy who's not even running for president when he's running for president? He's showing up at the Reagan Library, hallowed ground, and he puts out an ad today, not for his presidential campaign, to promote a debate against the governor of California. I mean,
I'm with Newsom all of a sudden.
This guy's distracted. So
I'm taking sides.
I don't know that he has it in his heart. I think, here's my personal opinion about Ron DeSantis, he regrets running for president. He made a huge mistake. He listened to his consultants. He bought his own hype. He had this little God complex. I mean, look at the ads themselves. Literally, God created. I mean, he bought into all this stuff.
Dang.
And he quickly regretted it, but he's stuck. And here's the problem. He had one chance at first impression. He's belly flopped. He's down 30-plus points from where he started. So it's a terrible situation for him.
Dang. Well, Newsom making sense to me, and now I'm a layman, and well, I've been following politics for a number of years now, but I'm a anchor baby layman. Maybe no need to buy into hype, but dang, Newsom kind of making some sense here. I wonder if that's true. Like, I wonder if DeSantis is regretting this. It sure seems like a mistake. Let me try and run for president against Trump during this time. Like, actually go up against Trump. Like, what self-sabotaging thought did he get? Or what person in his team convinced him to do this? The most loved, Republican president in a long time has turned politics upside down. Ever since 2016, it's been crazy ever since then. You want to go up against him? I don't know. Someone show this video to his camp and then just have a moment of reflection, because it is an enemy, and enemies like to exaggerate and they like to blah, blah, blah. But listen to your enemies. Keep it in one ear, out the other, but listen to all people. Listen to your enemies. You go around just listening to yes men, you might end up like Ron DeSantis. You know what I'm saying? Amazing. And they're all a bunch of Trump wannabes anyways. Talking about birthright citizenship, sounding all based. Trump's already doing that, okay? Thank you. Thank you, Vivek. Ramaswamy Carver 531 in the chat says, I'm finally jumping off the Vivek train. He's been following on Carver in the chat has been following that very closely, my sentiments toward Vivek, wondering he may still even wonder, I still might be a infiltrating operative for Vivek Ramaswamy. I don't know, man. Even if I was, after watching Nikki Haley body Vivek Ramaswamy, I don't know, man. I don't know. Let me see if I can even find it, since we're doing this. Talking about it. Rookie. What a rookie. And they were trying to say he's something about being all in bed with China or something like that. I feel a little bit dumber. Let's check it out.
What you say.
Nikki Haley. So anybody on the Ramaswamy 2024 train, you're going to want to see this. If you're on the Ramaswamy train, you're going to want to see this.
I hear you. I feel a little bit dumber for what you say because I can't believe
he says. He says.
I feel a little bit dumber for what you say because I can't believe that here you've got a TikTok situation.
If I may.
What they're doing is these 150 million people
Okay,
are on
you talk.
TikTok. That means they can get your contacts, they can get your
Let me just
financial
shake my head.
information,
I'm just shaking my head. So incredulous. So rude. How could she be so rude?
They can get your contacts, they can get your financial information, they can get your emails, they can get text messages, they can get all of these things.
This is
China
very important
knows
for our party.
exactly what they're
This
doing.
is very important for our party, and I'm going to say
you've gone and you've helped China make medicines in China, not America. You're now wanting kids to go and get on the social media.
Excuse me.
Dangerous for all of us.
I'm
You were in
speaking.
business with the Chinese that gave
Okay, no, you
$105
go.
million. We can't trust you. We can't trust you. We can't have TikTok and
I think that this is very important.
Oh, man.
I think, excuse me.
I'm voting Haley.
15 seconds, Mr.
Haley's braver. She's.
I think we would be better served as a Republican Party if we're not sitting here hurling personal insults and actually have a legitimate policy following Reagan's.
If we're actually hurling personal insults.
That is what actually makes our
Chris Christie's just yucking it up.
I believe in these people.
Let them take the heat.
They disagree.
So that's the. That's why I'm off the Ramaswamy 2024 train. That's why I'm jumping off. I don't know. I was never on. That's a joke. That's a joke, Carver. Don't add that to your dossier. Your dossier. Your dossier, your file, your Steele dossier against me. I'm changing my stream title. Obviously, it just came to me. It just came to me. Something like Nikki Haley bullies. No. Nikki Haley Noogies. Beta. Something like that. Noogies. Is Noogies a word? Noogis. Is that a word? Like a noogie. You know what a noogie is, right? What about multiple? What if you noogie someone? Noogies a person. That's correct English, right? Hey, Nikki Haley Noogies Vivek Ramaswamy into submission. Sorry, kiddo. That'll be the stream title. How about that? For now, maybe. We're doing some live changes to the stream title. So anyways, I say we move on. I think we can move on a little bit here. Gavin Newsom. What else? Birthright citizenship. I could go into that. I could go into some immigration stuff from the birthright citizenship stuff, but I think I'm going to go into braver man. A woman named Braver Man. Speaking of women that are braver than men, speaking of women that have more courage, I'm not saying Nikki Haley's too courageous, but out of that exchange, we may be able to surmise certain things here. It may very well be that Haley is more courageous or a braver man than Vivek Ramaswamy. There is a woman named Braver Man, and she's a braver man than many men, than many, many, many men. Some people are saying. Okay. And you know what? This does fit the birthright citizenship stuff. And I can still segue into other stuff. So it's all open-ended here, y'all. I'm giving you inside baseball in my mind as we go through the show. Look, Nikki wedgies Vivek. I like that. A wedgie. I like that. Big old wedgie on stage. Okay. Let me show you. New York City tells migrants you're better off somewhere else. This is where we are now. The once sanctuary city of New York City is planning to distribute flyers to migrants and shelters and at the border, saying the city's resources have been exhausted, meaning you're not going to get anything. You're not going to get any help finding work. You're not going to get free stuff. You're not going to get housing. So don't come here. The one-page flyer printed in both English and Spanish warns asylum seekers. Asylum seekers, remember that. That you will not be placed in a hotel. And that New York City is one of the most expensive cities in the world. You are better off going to a more affordable city. New York City cannot help you obtain a work permit, and you will not be able to easily find work. The effort to dissuade migrants from coming to New York is the latest attempt to slow the rapid influx of some 100,000 people who have arrived in the city since the spring of 2022. It's more than that. It's more than that. It's more than that. New York City fumbles. Anyways, the flyers contradict some of the cities and states' own recently announced plans to help asylum seekers. So they're turning it around. Doesn't it feel like? It feels like there's been a couple of off-ramps for leaders, Democrats, even Republicans, on immigration and Ukraine recently. Talk about it being the talks about it kind of ramping up. Who knows? Remains to be seen what they're really going to do with immigration and the crisis. New York's unique right to shelter rule is helping lure many of the migrants who are in turn urging their relatives to join them, city officials said Wednesday. It's funny, there's people who are railing against Vivek Ramaswamy for wanting to end birthright citizenship and end this whole thing where people are coming here, single men, sending money back, claiming asylum, claiming refugee status. Really unclear. And because of the way the rules are set up, they're refugees simply if they come from a country, from certain countries that are poorer, are dealing with, like if someone coming into this country is coming from a country with a lot of crime, they could just claim refugee status from that. But there's American cities. American cities literally have homicide rates that exceed that of Brazilian favelas. Okay? So, incredible. New York Governor Kathy Hochul announced plans to deploy additional National Guard personnel to help survey the migrants and find out their legal status. Wow. Okay, so they're saying they don't even want it over there. We got illegals just roaming the streets. Just roaming the streets of San Diego, apparently. Joining the opiate zombies already there. They're saying they're in the streets just roaming because they're just being dropped off on the streets. Buses arrive and they just drop them off. They're like, all right, you can go wherever you want. I think we even played a clip on the JLP show. Border Patrol or personnel, or just administrative personnel, literally telling people coming off the bus, hey, okay, you're free now. You can go wherever you want. Someone asking him, oh, can I go wherever? And the guy says, yeah, you can go wherever you want. Okay, so anyways, let me show you something here related to this. Because these people, you got to understand something. Refugee status. That is refugee. Like, think about this for a second. How does someone get to be one? Well, who defined it is what I'm saying here. What is a refugee? Refugees are people who have been forced to flee their homes and have crossed an international border to find safety in another country. This refugee, asylum seeker definition comes from the UN. It comes from international agencies that have nothing to do with, that are not voted by Americans, nothing to do with America, okay? And that's what governments around the world, including the U.S., they follow those definitions for refugee. And they follow their guidelines. Okay, for example, the international law that a country must accept refugees. You got to accept them and process them. You have to. It's international law. Now, what will you do after the process? Well, some countries, they say no, but you gotta process refugees, give them asylum seekers. There's one lady, Home Secretary of the United Kingdom, 𒒂💊💂💂💂💂💂💂💂💂💂💂 𒒂💊💂💂💂💂💂💂💂💂💂 is a British politician. Okay, she's the Home Secretary of the United Kingdom. And she, too, is pulling a Vivek Ramaswamy, because people are criticizing Vivek for wanting to end birthright. And people are like, wait a second. Aren't you an anchor baby? Huh? Isn't that a little hypocritical? Blah, blah, blah. This 𒒂💊💂💂💂💂💂💂💂 is pulling basically a Vivek here. Wanting to pull up the ladder. They said this about Clarence Thomas, too. Supreme Court Justice Clarence Thomas, when he was about the affirmative action stuff. They accused him of climbing the ladder using affirmative action and then looking back and pulling up the ladder and denying the same for others trying to climb the same ladder as him. Vivek Ramaswamy jumps into America. Might have been born here. I don't know. The point is, his parents, someone said, base, I'm in America now. Vivek is here enjoying the spoils and decadence of America and sees little Hindus crawling up a rope trying to get into America, and he says, oh, ew, and cuts the rope. People are criticizing him for that, which is silly. I really, like Thomas Clarence says, North is still North. North is still North. Just because, could you imagine? If being a child of an illegal or being an anchor baby means that you have to vote for just unfettered immigration, and you got to be okay with families bringing an endless amount of people, bringing their families and their families, endless chain migration. If being an anchor baby means you have to vote like that, then no more voting for anchor babies. Also, you're also assuming that you can't see what's right for yourself, despite maybe benefiting from some wrong, what's something that you or people are saying is wrong that you may now believe is wrong. Suddenly you can't do that? No, that's not true. That's not true. North is still North. I'm reminded of Marcus Aurelius, Denny from Bulgaria, frequent caller on the Hake Report and the JLP show. Always love his calls. Always interesting. Bringing some interesting. He one day brought some interesting information on Marcus Aurelius, Roman emperor, and his desire to be a correct example for the younger generation, despite himself being into some pretty messy things. He's a womanizer, and kind of rambling, a little lost. Back to where we were. 𒒂💊💂💂💂💂💂💂 says being gay isn't reason enough for asylum. Okay, this British braver man, braver than many men in Britain, wants to rewrite this very definition I'm talking about here, the UN, which is pretty significant. Okay, it's of course we'll see doubt anything will happen. You know, the UN Refugee Agency already strongly rejecting Suella Braverman's comments. But she wants to take the hatchet to the roots. And this root is called the 1951 UN Refugee Convention, signed by 146 countries, gradually incorporated into UK case law over 7 decades. Incredible. You got to imagine similar things happening here. I played a little bit of this, I believe, the other day. But I wasn't really understanding what I was looking at. Shall we?
We will not be able to...
Shall we watch Suella Braverman? Suellen.
We will not be able to sustain an asylum system if, in effect, simply being gay or a woman or fearful of discrimination in your country of origin is sufficient to qualify for protection.
Someone make her president of America. Our standards are very low. So...
31 of the Refugee Convention makes clear that it is intended to apply to individuals coming directly from a territory where their life was threatened. It also states that where people are crossing borders without permission, they should present themselves without delay to the authorities and must show good cause for any illegal entry. The UK, along with many others, including America, interpret this to mean that people should seek refuge and claim asylum in the first safe country that they reach.
Interesting. Watch that again. The way America interprets this.
UK, along with many others, including America, interprets for any illegal entry. The UK, along with present themselves without delay to the authorities and must show good cause for any illegal entry. The UK, along with many others, including America, interpret this to mean that people should seek refuge and claim asylum in the first safe country that they reach.
Based ladder puller, says Carver. Nice.
But NGOs and others, including the UN Refugee Agency, contest this. The status quo, where people are able to travel through multiple safe countries and even reside in safe countries for years while they pick and choose their preferred destination to claim asylum, is absurd and unsustainable.
Absurd, she says. It's absurd. We got a little taste, a little bit more insight in this whole refugee definition and how countries are basically, you could say, in some ways forced. You know, there's influenced to take it. People guess, and there's your standard right there. Being gay, being part of the LGBT community, they say, is enough to seek asylum. Being a woman, just being a woman is, although I don't know how much that's used, since so many, I wonder how many gay people are coming over the border. I wonder if it's a disproportionate amount, you know what I mean? A disproportionate amount of you know what I mean? LGBT asylum seekers. Is it a significant amount? Is it significant? Has anyone gathered I'm trying to find out if there's any U.S. asylum applications by the U.S. by LGBT people. Anyways, the point is very low on these standards. And where was I? Where was I? UN Refugee Agency strongly rejects Braverman's criticism of crucial LGBT protections. The Home Secretary was met with furious backlash over nasty remarks. But what was nasty about what she said? She's saying it's not sustainable. You can't really help these people. It's just going to hurt everyone. So who's really nasty here? The UN, who just wants to keep people pouring in, or despite problems? Ms. Braverman said simply being gay or a woman should by itself not be enough to gain protection under international refugee laws. It's an outdated system. UN is saying she's wrong. It remains a life-saving instrument, the 1951 Refugee Convention. So who knows if anything will change. But she's the one who was saying multiculturalism has failed. Herself possibly a beneficiary of said multiculturalism. Do we need an IKEA swatch? Do we need an IKEA color swatch? Or I think it's quite clear. An anchor baby. Now, there's... How multicultural? I don't know. She sounded pretty British. You know what I mean? I wonder what her name... Suella Braverman. Sounds like a British name, I think. I don't know if she's Indian. But, yeah. Base ladder puller. I appreciate that. Turning around and pulling the rug out from all their multiculturalists. Yeah, we don't know. She may have assimilated. Okay? Y'all don't know. I see your calls. I appreciate it. 888-775-3773. But where was I? I'm a little lost today, y'all. Speaking of India, we're gonna get into this in a moment here. I remember I was expressing some I was a little incredulous at India's recent moon landing, and not because I believe in a moon. You guys might hear me say that comment and think that I believe certain things, but I just saw an image. I saw a single gray image, and I'm like, wait, India went to the moon, and this is how they're presenting it to the world? Can we get just a little bit of more proof here? But there's a moon, right? Okay, Art, Ohio, I have you on the air. Thank you, sir.
Hey, what's up with Nikki, baby?
All is well, sir. And yourself?
Oh, I'm all right. Come give me a hug, man. I missed you, man.
How you been?
I've been all right. I was about to say that's a good question. I wonder how many of them people are coming over here. How many of them LGBTQ with the get them daddy weirdos is coming over here.
Yeah.
I wonder how many of them is coming over here.
Yeah, I wonder if the Coyotes have updated their strategy here and the pamphlets they're giving these people that are coming over. Hey, remember to tell them. Hey, Paco, what are you? Hey, Paco, remember, what do you love? I love men.
You said Paco got on them get 'em daddy shorts. Get 'em daddy.
And remember, Paco, wear these and remember, you know what I mean? Like coaching them on how to be gay so that you could come into the country illegally and claim asylum.
Yeah.
Now, Jose, remember to hold up your wrist in a very limp-wristed way.
Get 'em, daddy.
Exactly. You got it.
Nah, I definitely wonder how many of them coming over here zestified with the with the liberal. Man, they fall on the liberals, telling them to come over here. I can only imagine it's a whole bunch of them coming over here on some, and they ain't probably all zestified like the ones over here are, like to where they extra flamboyant on the outside. These ones probably coming across the border. They probably like undercover zesties.
Right. You just have to claim it, right? They probably they don't have any field homosexuality test.
Yeah.
So you just got to say
sure.
it, as far as I'm concerned.
Yeah, pretty much. Suck a couple boys' toes or something on the low key, or on camera or something. It ain't undercover now. It's past. Yeah, it's past.
And then they just give them a pat on the back and said, "All right, well, we'll see you in court, right?"
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Which never happens.
Then they come to court with them. Get them daddy shorts.
No, they don't go to court. They don't have to do that.
Oh yeah.
They just stay in the country.
You're right. They don't. Yep. They be on the run, man. You don't never see them again. But long story short, that's a good point that you said though. you said they come over here saying that they seeking asylum because they basically running from crime and they've been ran out their country or whatnot from the crime that's over there. But the same crime they're running from is the same crime that's going on over here in America in these cities and spreading out to the suburbs. So
yeah,
it kind of lets you know that they ain't fleeing crime or whatnot.
Right, and some of them come here and commit the crime. So, wait a second. Wait a second. You're the ones who are doing all that crime that you're running from, and now you're here.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, and then I mean, just like you said, it's high. It's more higher crime over here than America.
In some cities,
it's over there. But that ain't why that's not why they're fleeing. They're only fleeing because of they know it's free resources. Their family that's already over here is telling them that, we get government assistance, housing, food subsidies, all this other free stuff, and they like, that's way better than what it is over here in my country or whatnot. But yeah, that's the only reason why, because they ain't fleeing from high crime.
I was talking to someone the other day. They told me they don't believe that the people coming over know that. But that's such a ridiculous thing. You know, these people have the internet. Okay, let's be real. These people have the internet. These people see.
No, they don't, Nick.
No, they do.
They don't know. You know how I know they don't know? Because think about how many of the people that allegedly went out here and voted and scanned for Sleepy Creepy Joe. They didn't, they covered up a lot of this stuff on the internet to where a lot of these people, keep in mind, they don't want to hear the truth about Sleepy Creepy Joe. But
no, what I'm saying is people actually believe that the people who are coming over illegally aren't coming over for knowing that they're going to get housing, some form of assistance. Okay, there's people who believe that that's not true. But that is so. I just don't believe that. I think these people have the internet. I think it's quite clear globally that the doors are open and assistance is yours. Like, I think that's quite clear.
Oh yeah,
it'll be nice to see what happens with New York if they really go tough on not, they're putting out these flyers saying you can't come here, we can't help you, we don't have enough for you. I wonder if that'll really change things. If we see a significant drop in New York City migrants, illegals, because I don't think the government's tried that at all. Just, shut off the gravy train. Just shut it off and see what happens. See if they stop coming.
You don't, that's just like feeding the cat or whatnot. They gonna always keep coming back. If you feed the cat once, they're gonna always keep coming back to the same place that you fed them at.
Yeah.
And let's say you stop feeding them for about 3 to 4 months or whatnot. They might not come back daily because they know that you ain't been feeding them, but they gonna eventually just keep doing little drop-bys and pop-ups by the house or whatnot just to see if you left something out there, because they always remember that you used to leave them milk or whatever outside your house. So I just don't see it being like that or whatnot. And then I was about to say, truth be told, all this, it went from back when I was a kid, 80s baby or whatnot, mid-80s baby. I remember that, Christmas, around all these holidays or whatnot, they would always put them commercials up of feed the children. They're all hungry and whatnot. Their stomachs, they need, can you donate some money to get them one cup of rice and beans and some good milk, because they don't have any running water or no ways to get milk or whatnot. And I know it's family members that used to always help with, not always help, but just used to send money over here, which I think was a scam anyways. But you don't never see them commercials that much. And they always used to show them a lot of them little clips around Christmas time and the holidays over here in America. And what I want to say about that is that it ain't never let it up. Americans have always been taken care of, trying to help take care of people overseas or whatnot, giving them stuff out or whatnot. And then if you think about it right now, you ain't never heard, well, you have, but over the last 10 years, that's all you've been hearing on the news, the border. And I just got me amazed that can't nobody figure out how to fix the border when it's an easy fix. You know what I mean? And,
Right.
I think that people, a lot of people, even American citizens, and the foreigners or whatnot, illegal aliens and the asylum seekers, even the legal ones that's over here legally, they don't understand that this only been going on over the last 40-something years, but it's going to gradually keep getting worse and worse and worse to where the money's drying up, all your resources drying up, and sooner than later they're going to start realizing that America ain't as sweet as what they think it is. That they don't enter the dragon's mouth or whatnot, and they're going to be chewed up, eaten up, and spit out or whatnot. You know, they thinking that America is all sweet, just like the lady in Minnesota, screaming to defund the police.
Yeah.
Then all of a sudden she gets hit over the head in front of her kids, allegedly,
right,
or whatnot. That's how it always happened for illegals. They say they fleeing because for violence. They saying they don't want cops or whatnot, and then next thing you know, they turning around. Now they don't enter the dragon's mouth, and it's a whole bunch of violence over here, and it's worse than what they were lying about saying they were fleeing. Now you saying you don't want the police, and now you claiming that you do want them because you don't got assaulted in front. So this is how the liberals always do it. They say one thing, then when it turns back and flips on them, which always turns and flips on them and bites them in the rear, and I don't. Truth be told, I'm just like I feel about the transit. Let them come over here. Let them keep coming on over here, because a lot of people has got to realize that, what's going to end up happening is it's going to backfire on them. They're going to keep coming on. Let them keep coming on over here. The American people got to keep giving the food off their table, and once the American people's stomach is touching their back and they ain't able to eat, Frederica, you know. Everybody's hustle. Everybody getting money right now. Frederica getting all this money right now, but the same money he getting right now ain't going to be the same money his next generation of kids is going to be getting. Meaning just because you an NBA player don't mean that your kid going to be an NBA player. Just because you a politician don't mean that your kid is going to be a politician. And when they not no politician or NBA player, what other jobs or what other forms of income and ways that they're going to be able to take care of themselves besides that, when there ain't going to be no ways to take care of them, because all your jobs and your ways of income is going to be taken away because you giving all your ways of income to these illegals or whatnot. You giving basically your shirt and the clothes off your own back instead of taking care of your own self.
Yeah, man. Honestly, by then it might be too late. We need to.
It is.
You know what I mean? It's like everyone will feel the pain eventually. The thing is, by then it might be too late. But we could still deal with our own lives and be okay ourselves individually. But you know what? We should also just take them. We need if we're going to be accelerationists here and we're going to allow them to, more homeless, let them feel the pain so that they can finally wake up. We need to accelerate in the correct way here and place them in the richest areas. Okay? Martha's Vineyard, Beverly Hills, all these nice areas. Okay, that we need to go straight there. Now I'm sounding like radical Black Lives Matter. Go into the suburbs. We need to, if we're gonna be accelerationists, we need to throw the homeless and the illegals in those areas, because those are the politicians, those are the academics, those are the elite.
Well, you ain't even got to do that, because the Honda Civic is only so big. You can only fit only a certain amount of people in that car, before their heads is popping out the trunk. You see what I'm saying? So you ain't even got to move it. I mean, America's only but so big.
Right. I'm following, actually. Yeah.
The neighborhoods, because the land ain't that big, and they going to basically, when all these riches and these Martha Vineyards or whatnot is popping out their house, they ain't gonna be doing nothing but stepping over homeless and illegals. And whites and blacks is from America, because it's going to be right at their doorstep, And just like I said, they saying they seeking asylum and fleeing from violence over there in their area. There's suburbs in Venezuela. There's nice neighborhoods in Venezuela. There's suburbs in Mexico. You see what I'm saying? But the suburbs in America and all these other places is going to run out if you letting all these people come over here and they having kids at a higher number in a pace than the Americans that's over here or whatnot, and on top of the Americans that are having kids that, but yeah, it's only a matter of time. But
a part of just talking with you about this interesting stuff. Thank you. Another problem with that is the people coming in. They have a lower standard themselves, right? They're willing to go along with they're willing to go along with a lower standard of life than the people here, and so as they're coming in and supposedly experiencing some of the same pain the people here are experiencing and waking up, their standard is a lot lower, so they'll be okay with a lot worse. So then by the time they wake up, it'll already be too late for those already here.
Yeah, that's what's going to end up happening and whatnot. That's what's happening right now.
Yeah.
But the liberals, they don't never seem to see it that way. As the liberals will say, oh, you don't understand the housing market. Common sense is common sense. If the jobs ain't paying enough, and most of these American kids is already over here, they don't want to work these jobs because they figure that I can go out here and sell a nickel bag of crack and make more money than working at McDonald's or whatnot, which they are right about that. And then you bring some illegals over here to take they jobs or whatnot. And then when they don't want to be criminals, the Americans don't want to be criminals, and they can't leave the criminal mindset, because now they don't have no choice but to be a criminal because all the jobs have been taken by illegals. I mean, that's common sense. I mean, I don't understand how you don't. I mean, some stuff is just 1 + 1 = 2. It's a cause and effect for everything. And you don't have to have illegals to come over here, because you can see it in your own family to know this. Just like it's only common sense that if you keep letting illegals come over here, it's only common sense that it's going to be a handful of terrorists to come over here with them. That it's common sense that if you keep letting them come over here without vetting them and ain't no walls, that there's going to be more fentanyl that's coming over here that's going to be getting in Ray Lewis's son's hand. That's going to end up killing him. This is American. It's only common sense. I don't have to know the housing market to know that. That's common sense.
Right.
You don't have to make everything. It ain't got to be everything got to be rocket science. I mean, if you got a brain or you don't.
Well, then, what can we conclude then? That they don't want to fix it.
Yeah, well, of course that. But what you think? So even I was thinking about something too. This is another common sense thing, and I was, this is just, me thinking, if the American people that's already done went to all these wars. And my ancestors went to these, served in Vietnam, and served in not the Korean War. It was one of them, Vietnam War, and went over there to fight Hitler or whatnot. And they fought for all this LGBT communist stuff. So, and in return, they treat the veterans bad or whatnot. What incentives do Americans have to want to go help America to fight? Especially when you letting all these people come over here. So you telling me, hey, Art, we got to go over here and fight China and Russia. First thing Art going to say is, I'm not going nowhere and fight nothing, because I'm not leaving my nieces, my nephews, and my daughters over here when y'all got a whole bunch of illegals over here or whatnot. The fight is over here in America.
I know. What the heck? I don't want to fight their war. What the heck?
Yeah.
So true. Do illegals can you draft illegals? I don't think it matters if there is a law or not, if you could draft illegal immigrants. Because let's say, I'm trying to search it right now if you can draft an illegal immigrant, but I don't care if there's a law or not.
Well,
if the government wanted to tomorrow, what's stopping them?
Well, what incentives would they have? Oh, you either fight this war or whatnot, or you gonna go to jail.
Well, I think that's not even a choice. Like, you either fight this war, or you either fight this war or you go to jail. Yeah. That's kind of if we get to that point of a draft or whatever.
Well, think about this. 𝒔𝒐𝒄𝒊𝒂𝒍𝒔, what is it? Get him daddy shorts on. He's going to be like, well, shoot, I'm going right back across the border. I got another land that I can go to. I don't have to go to jail.
A sudden exodus.
I just go ahead and leave or whatnot. Or I go up under one of these little holes that I done built up under one of these little hotels or whatnot, right. Where they be building these little underground what they call that they be having from Mexico to America that they was blowing up or whatnot. That they would the dorm things, the doom things or whatnot. They can go up under them because I mean you don't think they doing it right now while the flood of immigration is coming in here.
Mm-hmm.
So they go up under the hose just like they was doing over there in the Vietnam War.
Right.
I mean.
Right. Well, the Vietnamese were doing that, but yeah, very effectively.
Yeah, very effectively, or either go back to their country. Because I mean, I got another land that I can go back to. Not me. I'm saying the illegals.
Right.
They don't have to stay over here and be like, oh well, if I don't go to war, then I'm going to jail. But the Americans can't do that.
No.
RDR can't do that. I can't say I'm going back to Africa.
Good point.
No, I don't know nobody over there in Africa.
Yeah, because my own conspiracy was, well, I mean. You need a populace to do things, and here's a cheap way of bringing in a whole bunch of people because we're not making enough of our own to compete in the global economy. Yeah. Anyways, thank you, Art. Anything you want to say before we move the wheels?
Yeah, I always got something I want to say. Well, I mean, if you a liberal and you see how the liberals is running things right now, they don't know they mouth in their butt. And if you believe this utopia that, if you come over here and help us, we're going to have everything laid out so sweet. Is it laid out sweet for the Americans now? No. So, I mean, just like we was telling them, if you vote for Biden, then this is what's going to happen. If you ain't black, you ain't black if you don't vote for me. We was already telling them that they was racist. We was already telling them if he ain't did nothing for you in 40 years of being in office, which is common sense, what make you think he gonna do something for you over 4 years? And what Art is saying right now is that if you still believe that the liberals got they know how to do math or they know how to read, and the fact is they do know how to do math and they do know how to read, but they so stupid or whatnot. Or I don't know what part of stupid they are. I mean, because I'm not saying they the literacy they're stupid. Or I'm talking about the liberal whites. They know how to read and do math. I ain't talking about the black. The blacks might not know how to read and do math.
Gotcha.
But these liberal whites know how to read and do math. If they ain't been doing nothing all this time, and the illegals and the asylum seekers is over here think that they gonna take care of them and look out for them now or whatnot, then. I got a bridge for them to sell them in Oklahoma or whatnot. And I don't got no bridge.
So true, Art.
Yeah.
Man, thank you.
I catch you. You already know I catch you. We still rolling with Trump.
Thank you, sir. Call me again.
Yep.
Oops, sorry. But thank you, Art. Appreciate your call. Interesting stuff. I was going to say something about something Art was saying. Oh, well. Se me fue la paloma. The little dove has left. It's an expression. Se me fue la paloma, meaning the thought left. What's a paloma? Is that a pigeon or a? Is a paloma? What is it? Paloma, is that a dove or a pigeon? La paloma, the dove. That is. It is dove in Spanish. What are you guys saying in the chat? What's up, everybody? We're chilling right now. About to get to another call here. I think on a similar topic here. About to get to you. Thank you for your call. Just checking the chats, checking what the people are saying. Evil is still real. Thank you for your Rumble rant, sir. I like your show, man. I think you try a little too hard to be too open-minded. Maybe. Really good, though. I really enjoy how you don't talk about the trannies and gays all show long. Shouts to the chat-tards. Thank you, Evil is still real. Always a pleasure, sir. I think I get... Now, is Evil still... No, I don't need to do this. This is not important. We don't need to... Evil is still real. Is he... I forget. Not important. If he is this or that person on YouTube, I believe you have different names. The point is, thank you for your Rumble rant. You can support over there on Rumble, rumble.com/American Anchor Baby. Renee with the super chat. Thank you, sir. Said over there on YouTube says, I transitioned into a lady for a week. to sympathize. Realize that they get called F-word for gay, fargoth, a lot. That's not the word, but you know the word. So I just went back to being a regular guy. So it was harder to be a lady than it was to be a guy. Renee. Esoteric, did you ever tell me what you meant by your super chat? Anchor baby, the commercials live are disengaging. I never did look into the chat if you responded about that. I'm going to keep my eyes open. Okay, so what shall we do next? I'm going to do a call here. Yep, let me get to a call. CJ, Texas, on the air. Thank you, sir. Hello.
Hey, 𒒂𝒊𝒂𝒎, calabaza.
What's up? Hey, ¿qué pasa, sir? What's up, CJ? Appreciate your call.
Hey, ¿qué pasa? Man, where do I begin? I just kind of wanted to spin off what Art was saying. I'm not sure if he realizes that there is a massive job surplus in this country right now, and nobody's selling crack because they can't get a good job. Like, I mean, maybe it's just here in Texas, man, but you can walk into almost any retail store and get a job.
Interesting. You know, I was wondering a similar thing when I was talking to Art there, because I don't have the stats or the info, but I'm glad you're calling in about this, because at that moment I was wondering, I was doing a little, I was pondering in my mind the strategies, I guess, of immigration and people who want it. And I'm here thinking, wait, if at the same time you got Gotham level villains running the country saying they want more immigration because they just need more bodies to put them to work, and more, we just want more. Nation's culture be damned. We just need more bodies, right? Well, if that's true at the same time, then how can there be a shortage? How can there be a shortage of jobs if they're, you know what I mean? If they're trying to import all these people.
Right. And I mean, I'm sure you probably picked up from my chats and stuff, I'm not the most inclusive guy around.
That's totally fine with me.
I'm not pro migration.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not pro immigrant, but I am going to say there is a lot of available jobs out there right now. And if you're not employed, because you don't want to be, it's
interesting.
Not, you know,
right.
Also, I have a problem when people phrase stuff like Art phrased it. They're coming here, they're taking our jobs, right? And I had to do this in a debate class with this kid. I said, that job is not your job. The job is the employer's. It's his job. It's not you. You don't have a right to go work that job. That's not your job. That job's not sitting there waiting for you. That job belongs to the employer. And he should be able to fill it as he sees fit, right? Now, I'm not saying just bring in a bunch of illegals or anything like that.
Should
but for
employers
somebody
be
to
allowed
walk
to
around and say they're taking my job, it's like, that's not your job. Like, you don't own that job. Just because you're a citizen doesn't give you a right to work at any. You know, you don't have a right to work just because you're a citizen.
And you know what? That statement makes sense to me. But let me ask you this: do you think employers should be allowed to hire illegals? Should they have that freedom to do that? To hire illegal immigrants, or?
Well, it wouldn't. Okay, just look at the structure of what you're saying, though. If they were allowed to do that, it wouldn't be illegal.
Right, exactly.
Right.
So we should keep it illegal.
So am I saying that there should have a different set of laws that allows for looser work permits or something? Because if it's illegal, then they're not allowed to do it. That's the definition.
I understand.
Right.
You.
So
now,
if you're saying, I'm not sure what you're saying that you want to make legal. Like,
right.
I don't know. What are you saying that you want to make legal?
Hake in the chat is saying in his last job, he suspected they hired illegals, but it was legal because they had their I-9. And so, but would you agree with this statement at least? Now,
dude,
okay.
if they have an I-9, that means they're like a permanent resident.
Oh.
An I-9 is an I-9 residency, an I-9 visa means like that's usually like you're married to somebody over here, and the I-9
is the employment eligibility verification, which can be given to non-citizen nationals.
Sorry, not the visa, right? The I-9 form. That's fine. Yeah.
Yeah, I may not understand, but hey, what about this, man? I understand what you're saying that it's not you're just an American citizen. You don't have a right to that employer's job. It's their job. Okay, but what about just simply this statement? If an illegal gets a job, that's a job that would have gone to an American, right?
Maybe, or a legal migrant.
Exactly, instead of an American. And so I think that's what people mean when they're saying that. When they there may be inaccuracies or whatever, and maybe emotion, influencing this lack of. That's what people mean when they say that. Oh, they're coming here to take my jobs. They're saying because it's going to an illegal and not an American.
But this is the truth. It's not going to go to you, right? It's not going to necessarily go to an American. But it's going to. If it's not going to be an illegal, then it's just going to be some kind of legal worker.
Right, and that's that nebulous legal worker kind of
right, because people come here all the time that aren't citizens that have work permits that are legal workers, but that doesn't mean it's going to go to an American. It means it's going to go to somebody that's legally able to work.
What do you think about that? What do you think about that? Legal people coming here with H-2, I-9s. There may not be American citizens. They may not even be residents, but they have obtained some form of documentation that allows them to work here. What do you think about that?
Well, there's benefits and disbenefits to it. Okay, so like in my industry, like we're constantly trying to hire 5 more of me, right? Like I do really, really complex civil 3D CAD drafting for major engineering companies, and there's just not a lot of people that have that. So we're constantly trying to find anybody from anywhere in the world, India, anybody, just to come fill it because there aren't people to fill it. So on that level, it can be really beneficial to a company to be able to fill that role. On the negative side, though, for the workers' side, though, it creates more competition amongst the workers and drives the wages down for the job.
Understood.
And when you drive the wages down for a job, on one level, it can frustrate people from going into the work economy. But once you get to a certain level of skill, I mean, you're still going to be able to, put a roof over your head and bring home the bacon.
I understand you. Well, thanks for bringing some accuracy to the conversation. But do you see anything wrong at all with this whole thing then?
Absolutely.
Immigration, job.
But nothing should be doing anything unlawfully. It's a crime, and you can't let crime fester at any level, regardless of compassion. If you want to change it, you change the laws, but you don't just let laws start to be broken. It's the broken window policy in New York, right? As soon as you start letting any crime happen at all, well, then the rule of law just loses its authority and its integrity. And you have to maintain rules, law, and order. I mean, I'm pretty much like a fascist when it comes to.
Let's go.
I'm a fascist.
I'm a fascist.
All right. But okay, so I've got a Filipina girlfriend, right? That everybody in the chat freaks out about.
Oh yeah, funny, I definitely talked to you.
She's listening to your show, right?
I definitely talked. Hey, Ate. Hola, Ate.
She listens to your guys' shows, and okay.
Is she Ate? Is she Ate, or is she my Ate, or is she my?
She's real cream colored skin, I mean.
Oh, never mind. Ate is little sister. My bad. In Tagalog.
No, dude, I'm not Hake. I don't date my sisters and my mom.
Whoa. Hake doesn't do that.
Yeah. So this is funny. So she listens to the show, right?
Nice. Thank you.
She used to be an English teacher, And so she follows right along. She understands the colloquialism. She understands like jokes and stuff like that. She's real on it. But she listens to Art, and she's like, "What?" And she has no idea what he's saying at all. And she's like, "Why does he talk like that?" And I said, "That's just the way black people talk in my country, babe." Like she's like, "How do they talk in your country?" And she says,
"Yeah, because she probably has a funny way of talking too, because she came from Philippines."
Yeah, she's.
So are all her B's V's? Are all her B's V's?
No.
Hey CJ.
No, she's like,
hey CJ,
like,
I'm going to get some.
No. She speaks really good. Like, she used to be an English teacher. She speaks really good English. And I'm like, "So how do black people speak in your country?" And she says, "Just they speak normal."
They speak. They speak.
I'm like, it's only the American blacks, man, that just intentionally, and it's some kind of like ego street thing, but it's like they intentionally talk like retards on purpose.
No,
so that they can have some credit in front of their friends.
Don't call my callers. I'm not down with
all that. No, not
I'm
your
not
callers.
down with all that.
All
is this why you're so into? Is this why you're so into this? You're willing to let them all in because you're a Filipino lady?
I never once said let them all in.
No, it's true. You're not like that.
I started off saying I'm really anti-immigration.
Right on.
Anyway, I just wanted to talk to you about, like, I don't know, immigration. It's one to I'm really like anti-immigration unless, like, you get married to somebody, you actually like have children with them. Like, fine, sometimes people got to come into the country, but and sometimes you got to bring in workers on a visa or something.
Well, so
it should be legal. And I really just cringe when people start talking about how, like, they're taking my job, and it's like, you're not entitled to that job.
But you're kind of being a little obtuse about that on purpose. You know that people, when people are saying that, that they mean, well, it's people that, we already have Americans here. We don't need more people. You know that what people mean by that, right? When people say that.
But they're not taking the job.
I understand your use of language and trying to be accurate here, but you're being a little.
I don't think you do.
You're being a little obtuse.
You do.
Yeah, no, you're saying that it's not their job; it's the employer's job, and they have the right.
Right, and
I'm following
all you
what
have
you're
to
saying
do is,
here, but you're being purposely obtuse, not understanding.
You're not following me.
No, I'm totally following you.
Hold on.
All right, I'll let you speak.
Okay. They're not taking the job. What they're doing is they're competing for the job, and they're making the wage that's going to be offered less desirable so that you don't take the job.
Right, that's bad.
They didn't just take the job. What they did is they took the job at a less rate than you were willing to work the job. That's why they got the job. They didn't just take the job away. They made the job less desirable for you to want to have it.
Exactly. So you don't even disagree with the people railing about they took my jobs. You're saying they're not even going far enough. They not only took your jobs, but they took it at a lower rate. So then what's with the obtuse railing against? What's up with all the obtuse railing against them? You agree with them?
I don't know, man. I've never had anybody even be in the position to take my job.
Because you called in all like, oh man, it's so stupid how people talk about it. But you talk it just like them, but you're adding more to it. And I agree with you. You're making a lot of sense to me, sir. Can I ask you something? I was going to ask you. I was going to ask you about, and I'm forgetting. I forgot.
It'll come to you. Return, little dove. Return,
little dove. I need my little dove back.
Return, little dove.
CJ,
do you realize you talk like Trump sometimes when you do that?
I do it. Sometimes
come back, little dove. I need my butt back.
Sometimes it's on purpose, but a lot of times it's like just by it just comes out. It's interesting what you're talking about, man, because you're making a lot of sense on the whole job thing. It's a little bit more accurate here, so thank you for that. Because at the same time that we're here saying, look, they're coming in and taking these jobs, but wait a second. We're ignoring the fact that they're bringing them in so that they can fill the jobs. So there isn't a lack of jobs.
Right. There's also, I mean, there's just two views, right? There's the libertarian view. I should be allowed to sell my job to the lowest bidder. And then there's the nationalist view, which is we need to protect Americans and their interests first. And although it's good for the businesses to be able to fill their positions for cheaper, it's a little bit harder on the workers that were native here when they have to compete with somebody that's willing to work a lower wage. So it's not just like right or wrong.
Right.
Right. It's like this benefits the business. This benefits the worker. Right. And so at some point, if you just have the workers benefit, you're now communist. Right. And if you only have the company's interest, well, you're a fascist. But
gotcha. Okay.
So maybe somewhere. So you always just have to have this. I mean, it's not like there's just an answer, right? It's a dynamic organism that has to constantly be adjusted, tweaked, and dealt with. Right? It's like it's going to go too far one way, then too far the other way, then too far one way, then too far the other way. But it's not going to be like
a third.
You're going to propose to me?
No. Let me propose a third option.
You did say that your boyfriend broke up with you yesterday.
No, not on the air. I did say that. Not on the air, sir. We keep that off the air. Okay. What about a third? Because it's like, okay, either. Okay, so not enough Americans to keep it all going. We got to bring them in. Okay, that's one option. Okay, you're saying that's maybe too far one way, but also deal with the people here. What about a third option here? What if the people here aren't making the birth rate is lower for the native people here? Okay, what if we accept a smaller country, a shrinking? You know what I mean? Like, I understand that there's motivated parties who don't want that. It could be anything from business owners, corporation owners to the government. They're like, no, keep the immigration coming in, cheap labor, whatever reason that's motivating them to do that. What if we were able to accept just a shrinking? We just shrink a little. We just shrink. We're not as big. Our military prowess isn't as big. Our place in the world isn't as big. But we don't have to sully our culture and Christianity and whatever made this country great. We don't have to sully that. We just have to accept the shrinking. But it doesn't seem like the government or corporations want that.
Well, so here's the thing: is that you have Social Security, and it's a pyramid scheme, right?
Yes.
So in order to pay out the people at the top, you have to bring in a whole bunch more people. So the base has to grow every year in order to pay for the people that are living longer and retiring at the top. So, and the largest voting bloc are old people. And old people go and they vote, and they're going to vote to keep their checks coming in. And in order to keep those checks coming in, you have to have an ever increasing society with just more taxes and more people paying in more tax. I mean, you don't have to do that. Right? You can just say, we're done.
Self-inflicted.
We're done with this stuff. But as long as you have a social welfare system that's funded by the youth, paying out the dying old, you always have to have more youth than the old to support that. And I mean, until that changes, you can have a shrinking economy. I mean, you can have a shrinking society, but the old people are going to be,
interesting stuff, man.
You're going to have to sacrifice a generation of old people to the streets, man, instead of nursing homes.
I see.
Like,
it's going to be
no one wants to send their grandma to the street, right? They just be like, okay, grandma's homeless, or Jose comes in. All right, Jose can come in. I'm kind of against it, but I don't want to see grandma,
Fascinating.
Anyway, that's the way that works.
Interesting insight to our situation here, man. Appreciate that, CJ. Call me again.
Keith, man, great show, man.
Thank you, sir.
It's like, I am evil.
Oh! You mean evil's still real?
And beef it.
Oh,
I'm like a carnivore. I'm a carnivore. Like I only eat beef water. I only eat beef water and salt.
And tocino. Now that you have a Filipino girlfriend.
No, she. So here's how awesome she is. I told her I was carnivore. She said, I want to be carnivore. So then she called me up. She said, I quit my job. I was like, oh, that's horrible. She's like, no, I got a new job working at an artisanal meat company selling high-end meats. I was like, yeah. She's like, yep. Right. I'm like, I'm all carnivore, babe. I'm like, you're so awesome.
That's that influence. Be the head,
it's just
right
like,
on, sir.
It's dude. She's just like, if I'm your wife, I just stay home and cook and clean and do everything. If you want me to have a job, I'll go have a job, but I won't have a job unless you tell me it's okay. I'm like, you're like, you are some 1800s woman that needs to come back into society.
Right on, CJ.
Yeah, I'm not taking
wishing you well.
Hot mess.
Wishing you well.
Hey, thank you, man.
Just
I wish
let
you
me know what she says.
Happy ending to your show.
Thank you, sir. Let me know what she says when you tell her you don't like ube, and see if she's still a nice little Filipina. I'm playing around. She doesn't sound like she's quite whitewashed.
She only eats beef.
Oh, that's right. You're right. Well, thank you, CJ. Wishing you guys well.
Don't worry about it. Hey, peace out. Bye.
Take care. All right. I mean, I've been just kind of chilling, y'all. It kind of went a little long there. I was gonna say something about something. Well, it's so loosey goosey. I've sat back in my chair, as you can see. Look at me. What is this? What have I become? What does this show become? Look at me. I'm like slouched on the chair. Like, this is what the show has become today. Lord have mercy. Look at me. Look at the angle I got going. It's not even Friday yet. We're not even on Friday. Guess I'm starting it early, y'all. Hope you're relaxing and enjoying today's Thursday. I mean, it is quite early, 2 p.m. over here. Hope you're enjoying your Thursday, getting your work day done. We're going to rock and roll through these calls super quick as we end the show. No point in getting into anything else, huh? China, India, the moon, Scrugs, and the Russians are Mongols? How about we leave those for tomorrow? We got more American Anchor Baby, or should I say, Nick Stream Anchor Baby Airlines, your captain, will be flying high with y'all tomorrow. Nick didn't even change out of his tennis shirt for the show. I'll do one more call here. I see your calls coming in. Sorry, I might not be able to get to all of you. I got Frederick, California, who's been waiting a while. Thank you, sir. You're on the air.
What's going on, Nick?
Clearly, maxing, relaxing. Look at me with my hands behind my head.
No. Don't be no slouch.
Okay, I'll sit up.
You're fighting for birthright citizenships right now.
Yeah, exactly. I already got mine.
Yeah, I know. Look, I got mine.
I already got mine. I'm pulling up that ladder.
That's right. Hey, I don't know why people don't understand what's really going on.
What's really going on?
It's like America's spending too much money.
Mm-hmm.
And the interest rate and inflation of the people who's in charge of that type of thing, you know who they are. We ain't going to say their names. But
I don't.
They said they're going to keep the interest rate up for longer because Americans spending too much money. We had like $2.2 trillion in personal savings. Now we got like $109 billion. Now,
wow.
This is our own personal savings. Now, this is what I'll be talking about when they siphoning money out of America and sending it to another country and hiding. But these immigrants are the new debt collectors. They're going to be the ones working, trying to build up. Only 47% of the land in America is uninhabited. So they like, yeah, we got room for at least 20%. You know how much 20% of immigrants is that they're trying to get in here?
They're trying to give what
on
to?
The inhabited land. They're gonna build some inhabited land.
They already are. You seen these big?
Well.
When you see stuff like Colony Ridge, when you see videos of Colony Ridge.
Yeah.
When you see those flyby videos of Colony Ridge, this huge encampment they're building for the illegals out in Texas, you realize, oh, this is not ending anytime soon. Look at they're literally building towns for these people. This is not
They
ending.
flew. Yeah, I seen that. It might have been on one of y'all shows. I don't know if it was or not. But yeah, they're gonna keep on and expanding. But first, they're gonna move them into your neighborhood and drain the housing market again. Them are gonna be the mixed white flight, whatever, bring down your neighborhood because you got these low-paying job people getting loans from these banks with 20 people living in a house paying the loan back. And y'all going to be like, man, I'm moving. And then it's going to be like, all right, how much it costs to get a house built in the desert to run water, electricity? Because, the land's going to be built is who's going to break ground first.
Now, are
and DeSantis is showing you what it's going to look like when you make it illegal for them to work. Because right now, tourism done dropped in Florida. But
that's okay. A little bit of pain is fine. This is what I was saying about things shrinking a little bit, because it feels like no one is considering a third option here. It's like either we bring them in and keep things growing, or it's like, obviously this sounds like maybe a little bit fantastical but there is another option. We just stop. We just don't make as much money. We just don't. We still live our lives and we'll be able to eat and do our thing, but we just don't keep growing. You know what I mean? Because we're not growing naturally. We have to do it in unnatural ways, like importing a bunch of people, and it's creating all sorts of problems.
Yeah, because...
But nobody wants to consider the option of do with less.
We can't do it less. We're going to need a bigger army eventually.
I was thinking that too. And obviously this is just like, as a layman, here I am thinking about things I don't truly understand.
Bringing them in.
But it seems like we threaten ourselves, right? Our safety.
Exactly.
Especially with the enemies we've made.
And then we tax them, where whites get maybe 4% off their taxes and blacks get reparations and pay no taxes. And then put them off in the desert and let them work, and we save, and they pay off our debt. And then once our debt's paid and they're done paying off reparations, they can be free.
Okay, so what about these, they say what? Do they still say 11 million, or do they say 50 plus million illegals? Are those the debt slaves you're talking about?
All of them.
How are the illegals?
Dreamers.
Because I'm not too.
If they're gonna pay reparations, I'll go over and find some.
No, but help me understand. And it's not that I disagree. I just don't know. Help me understand how the illegals are also these debt slaves you're talking about. Because they're supposedly illegals, right?
Yeah, they're illegals. But, the Federal Reserve, they don't care about that. These businesses, these visas, work visas, President Trump expanded work visas, and they letting them work because Americans ain't doing the job, just like the last time. There's nobody working for those wages.
True. Fascinating, man.
Yeah. So until they get the AI where they don't need, the cheap immigrants,
or we could deport them, right? That's still an option.
We ain't got no more debt to drain out of the American people. Where's the Federal Reserve going to get this money? They need, when you're born, you get a birth
Who cares about that?
And the Federal Reserve got to print money to keep
the Federal Reserve
going.
Cares about that, but we don't.
Yeah, because really you're broke.
So who cares?
Who cares? The people that's going to get evicted.
Wait, how are those two, how does one lead to that? You're just saying that.
If the dollar crashes and bricks take over,
right, but let's say right, but you're saying that the motivation to keep that going is groups like the Federal Reserve, right? But I'm saying we got a guy who's saying no, I don't care about the Federal Reserve. I'm gonna do the largest deportation in American history. We're doing Order 66 on these judges and infiltrated people. We got a guy saying that. Okay, you may not believe if it's going to happen, but say again.
You can't cut off the supply before you got your own supply of goods coming. America ain't got enough jobs in the United States to supply what China's going to cut off. So,
but that doesn't mean. This is what I'm trying to get. This is what I'm trying to understand here. I understand what you're saying. Okay. it's going to be hard to
We need
compete.
that labor.
But does that mean
Compete.
I understand. You're saying it'll be difficult to compete in the global world, but is that a reason to keep all this going? Or are you with me that we can end it? Who cares about competing? And
They're
maybe
going to end up conquering us if we just stay stagnant. Do you want to be conquered?
well, no, but
Yes, you
But
do.
that's just you're
And
living
you
in your
don't wanna
imagination,
grow
though.
And just keep the money.
but you're
in
living
the
in your
bank and stay
imagination.
small.
You're living in your
No, we're
imagination.
going to get conquered if you stay small.
No,
gonna
you're
get
living in
conquered.
your imagination. You don't know that. You don't know that.
Yeah, that's.
We
that's
haven't
it.
tried.
We're
We
about to
haven't
get
tried.
conquered
We
now.
haven't tried. Look, we haven't tried it. We haven't tried it the right way, and you don't know that. Americans in America used to be great, like for real. Not.
So
Not.
you
It
saying
was.
let
Hold on.
Putin
Let me
have
finish what I want to
Ukraine.
say. America used to be great, like for real, like not,
Right.
like not a empty, veneer, a show,
America's
greatest
still great.
economy in the world, but really it's all numbers and crypto, no real
America
stuff.
is still great.
Okay, that may be true, but I'm just saying that it used to be like real and natural, like it came out of the American people. The greatness was because the American people were great. You see what I'm saying?
We still are. We over standing with Ukraine and
But
Russia.
how are we
not
great when
crossing
we
that
don't even
line.
want to work? What I'm saying here is, is that you're saying that okay, the only future is we either compete in this global world by letting in all these immigrants, blah blah blah, or else we get conquered. And you're not even. You have zero faith that things can be done right, and Americans can. Let's get all this stuff in the way that's taking away people's motivations. How are people motivated to want to be great and work and actually when everything's in the way? When everything's in the way, taxes, everything. Let's get that out of the way and let's see what if the people actually start producing and industry goes up naturally and all that. But I don't see anybody wanting to do that the right way. And here you are saying the only future is getting conquered. I think you're in your head.
I'm thinking America was built on slavery and cheap labor, right?
Whatever,
Sometimes
man.
the American way. Hold on, let me talk.
I will.
Talk. Sometimes the American way is to get to a point where America is so great that all the Americans say work is beneath me. So now work is beneath me. Who's going to do it? America's so great, everybody done came up where work is beneath me. I'm a boss. I need workers. I want to grow my business. We out of workers. Why do you a capitalist, right?
Yeah, sure. I don't know about that.
But
I don't know what that
how are you
means.
going to be a capitalist with no workers?
Yeah, but this whole little this little diatribe is this fair to call it a diatribe? It's this little snippet you're going off on is
Give me a
all
scenario.
this
Give
little
me a,
snippet, this little thing you're going off on. It's all predicated on a singular wrong assumption that you made, which is that America was built on cheap labor like slavery, and everything you said after that statement is hinged on that initial incorrect assumption.
Not. You just hinging it on that.
Assumption.
No.
You
It's a
literally
fact.
think
It's a fact.
that majority.
The government will let
You literally
illegals
think
in on
51% of all the money America made in its founding and all that was out of slavery. You actually have that belief, and you couldn't be. You couldn't be.
America was founded.
No, man.
was built on
You
slavery.
don't even realize that that all the money that all the cotton industry made with slavery was gone, and the South was poor under slavery. I did a. You're definitely going to want to check out the video I did on the JLP show about cotton and all the money that the cotton industry made. I did a whole debunk of this. America was not built on slavery.
I bet you it's wrong.
Well, then go check it out and go check it out, debunk it, and call me back. America, look up. America was built on the backs of slaves and more tired old arguments. JLP. Oh, sorry. No. Look up. My bad. Look up JLP White History Moment. America built on the backs of slaves.
JLP White History. Is that on Get a Job?
No, it's on
JLP?
Jesse Lee Peterson. I'm putting the link to the video in the chat right now. call me back, debunk my video, and call me back.
All right. I will.
Lisa.
I will
Thank
do
you,
that.
sir. Nice.
All right.
All right. Take care, Frederick. All right, ladies and gentlemen. That is the show. Sorry I couldn't get to all the calls. Call me tomorrow for Nick's stream. Anchor Baby Airlines. We're taking a flight. It's going to be a great show. Awesome. Yeah, the ads are whack, especially since... Oh, you talk about the ads on JLP? All right, y'all. Guys, that's the show. Ladies, gentlemen, awesome. Thank you so much. I had fun. I hope you enjoyed the show. Catch y'all tomorrow. We got more show. Don't miss it. Around 4 p.m. 12 tomorrow is noon. Tomorrow, Pacific time, is the Fallen State premiere. Before that, you will have been watching The Hake Report. And before that, you will have been watching. Am I making sense? Is that even English? The Jesse Lee Peterson Show for Open Line Friday. And of course, at the end of it all, you'll kick back, relax at the end of your workday, and take a flight here with me, your captain, the American Anchor Baby. Thank you, everybody. Now for a third and final time, let me sign off and say bye to all of you fine people on this fine Thursday. All right, y'all. Is that everything? I want to make sure I didn't miss anybody. Whew. All right, y'all. Let me sign off for real. Take care, y'all. I'll see y'all tomorrow. Peace. Wait, what? Peace.